The Waratahs returned to the top of the Australian Conference after outscoring the Reds by 8 tries to 7 in a 93-point thriller in Brisbane on Saturday. Izaia Perese opened the scoring for the hosts in the first minute, only for Curtis Rona to reply 3 minutes later in what would be the trend throughout the game as the Reds stayed within touching distance all match long. Michael Wells, Taqele Naiyaravoro, Israel Folau, 2, Nick Phipps, Jake Gordon and Cameron Clark all crossed over for the TAHs, while Scott Higginbotham, Taniela Tupou, Alex Maffey, Caleb Timu, Jordan Pettia and SCFFA Agaze all scored for the Reds, in what was the highest ever combined scoreline in an Aussie derby. It was the Waratahs' 7 victory, which sees them leapfrog the Rebels at the summit of the Australian Conference. Chiefs 20-34 Crusaders. The Crusaders scored a perfect 10 and strengthened their position at the summit of the overall standings with a convincing win over their Kiwi counterparts on Saturday. Scott Robertson's men wasted no time when they caught the Chiefs napping with a quick tap with Hayden Bedwell Curtis touching down in the 5th minute. They maintained their lead as Richie Mo'unga and Damian McKenzie exchanged penalties, but the Chiefs soon took control, with 2 quick-fire tries through Sean Wainui and Luke Jacobson to edge ahead. The home side did well to wrestle the momentum back, but the Crusaders turned up the pressure just before the halftime whistle, with Matt Todd regaining the lead for the visitors, 20-13. Chasing their 5th win at the FMG Stadium, the hosts were unable to dominate like they did in the first half, as the margin remained at 7 points for most of the match. George Bridge added another for the Crusaders and Jacobson soon followed with his second, but it was Luke Romano who put the game safely away for the visitors with a converted try in the 77th minute to make it 10 wins on the trot. Blues 10-20 Rebels. Bill Meeks scored twice as the Rebels ramped up the pressure at the top of the Australian Conference with their first win over Kiwi opposition this season. The Rebels made the most of their attacking chances, in contrast to the error-ridden Blues, who made regular forays into enemy territory but rarely looked threatening as they slumped to their 10th loss from 13 games. There was early pressure from the Blues, which only produced a Stephen Perreault fed a penalty, while the Rebels were on the board with a try in their first sustained push into Blues territory. After a series of forward drives on the Auckland line, the Rebels moved the ball wide to Meeks, who strolled over untouched. The Rebels remained in front for more than 20 minutes, and when the Blues regained the lead with a converted try to Terence Hapidima in the countdown to halftime, the Melbourne unit responded immediately with a try to Dane Haylett-Petty. Meeks scored his second try immediately after the resumption to push the Rebels' lead out to 17-10, while the Blues turned down shots at goal in a fruitless attempt to score a try. The Rebels extended their advantage at the 3-quarter mark with a 49-metre Hodge penalty. Additional reporting by AFP. Highlanders 30-14 Hurricanes. The Highlanders stunned the Hurricanes with a rousing second-half display to give the hosts a major boost ahead of the international break. It had been a low-scoring affair early on, with the visitors in front for most of the first half thanks to a Jordy Barrett try in the 24th minute. But the game suddenly came alive, and plenty of tempers too, in the dying minutes, with the Highlanders' Tavita Lee touching down in the corner to give them an 8-7 lead. Aaron Smith stretched the lead in the 44th minute, but Jeff Tumaga-Allen soon replied to keep the hosts on their toes. That would, however, be the final challenge from the Hurricanes, with the rest of the game belonging to the Highlanders, much to the delight of the Forsyth Bar Stadium crowd. Tyrell Lomax and Waisake Naholo inflicted further damage, with Lee Masopoaga slotting 2 conversions and a penalty. It was the Highlanders' 9th win of the season, which keeps them in 6th overall. Brumbies v Sun Wolves. If the Brumbies hold on for a home victory, it will be the first time this season that the Australians win back-to-back games. There will be no lack of confidence either after defying the odds against the Bulls last weekend, beating the Pretoria-based side 1 man down. The Brumbies, who are in 4th place and 10 points behind the Rebels in the Australian Conference, will want to move up the ladder heading into the break, and the Sunwolves will want to get back to winning ways after going down to the Rebels last week. Kickoff, 8:05 *. Table will update automatically. Standings provided by SofaScore Live Score.